Good morning. All right. I know we are very excited this morning. We need to remind ourselves that we definitely want to be respectful today because we are here to honor you. Welcome parents this morning to our annual D.A.R.E Graduation. We are excited that you are here. It means a lot to our students and to our teachers that you are supportive of our D.A.R.E program. We are very excited to have this presentation today because our students have worked very hard. They learned many things about D.A.R.E and they are excited as well. Most of them did a great job on their essays that they took their time to write, and you'll get to hear some of those at during the program. I would also like to take this chance to thank the teachers for their support and the time that they give up instructionally to help supervise the classes for D.A.R.E. We do have a very supportive staff with that. They understand the importance of it, and so we appreciate that as well. And we do thank the students. They do a great job in the class. They are very respectful as well to our school resource officers, and they are excited today, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if you would, fifth grade students, if you would lead us in standing, and everybody please join, as they are going to lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance, which our flag is on the stage right over there. I pledge allegiance And I would like to say that we are a very proud school when it comes to our patriotism, and that is how we begin our school day every morning, is with the students reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. At this time, I would like to give a special thanks to Officer Houston. This is his first full year with us as our intermediate school resource officer, and we cannot thank him enough. He does a wonderful job. We truly appreciate how he gets about the building and his relationships he has built with 800 students in the building. Just does a phenomenal job. He is very visible. He is out and about. I'm sure you've seen him in the mornings at drop off. We do appreciate all the effort that he does, and you know, it's not in just name school resource officer, his is in action. You see him all the time, and we do appreciate that, Officer Houston, and all the classes you taught with D.A.R.E, so thank you, sir. Appreciate that. And I'd also like to thank Officer Plackey, who is also our high school resource officer, but he does come down and he does help teach our D.A.R.E classes as well. He feels the need that it's to begin a relationship with these students at a young age before they get to high school, so that he has a relationship with them, which makes it even better when they get to high school. And so we do appreciate him taking the time out of his day at the high school to come down and teach some of our lessons as well. So at this time, if you wouldn't mind with me. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Officer Plackey.
All right, thank you, Mr. Kearns. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I just have a brief speech I want to share with you guys real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed educators, proud parents, and most importantly, the graduates of the D.A.R.E program. Today, we gather here to celebrate not only your completion of the D.A.R.E program, but also the choices you have made to lead a life free from the harmful influence of drugs and violence. D.A.R.E, which stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education, has been an integral part of our community's commitment to keeping our youth safe, healthy, and informed. Throughout the program, you've learned invaluable lessons, acquired skills, and developed the resilience needed to navigate the challenges that may come your way. Just like the characters in some of our favorite action movies, You have become the heroes of your own stories, standing up against the pressures that surround you. One movie that comes to mind is a movie called Training Day, where an officer must confront the temptations and corruption within their own ranks. While the situations you face may be different, the core messages remain the same. The choices you make define who you are and the impact that you have on those around you. As police officers, we've witnessed firsthand the devastating consequences of drug abuse and violence. We've seen lives shattered, families torn apart, and communities affected by the consequences of poor choices. This is why programs like D.A.R.E are crucial in empowering young people like you to make informed decisions and resist the pressures that may lead down a destructive path. Throughout your D.A.R.E journey, you have learned about the dangers of substance abuse, the importance of making healthy choices, and the significance of setting goals for yourselves. You've acquired the tools needed to resist peer pressure, to stand up for what is right, and to make choices that will positively shape your future. Remember, just as the heroes in action movies face challenges and obstacles, you too will encounter difficulties along your path. But you have the power within you to overcome any adversity that may come your way. The knowledge and skills you have gained through D.A.R.E have equipped you with the ability to navigate these challenges with confidence and determination. Your graduation from the D.A.R.E program is not the end, but rather the beginning of a lifelong commitment to making smart choices, being leaders in your community, and standing up against the influence of drugs and violence. The choices you make today will shape the lives you lead tomorrow, and they will undoubtedly impact those around you. As you embark on this next chapter of your lives, I urge you to stay true to the lessons you have learned, surround yourselves with positive influences, seek out role models who embody the values you hold dear, and always remember the power of your own voice. In conclusion, I want to express my utmost admiration and gratitude to each and every one of you for your dedication and your commitment to a drug-free and violence-free life. You have demonstrated the courage to be heroes of your own stories, and I have no doubt that you will continue to inspire others with your choices and actions. Congratulations, graduates of the D.A.R.E program. As you continue your journey, always remember the impact you can have on the world around you. Together, let us build a community where every individual has the opportunity to thrive, free from the influence of drugs and violence. Thank you, and I would now... Thank you. I would now like to introduce our guest speaker, who is the Festus Ward 2 Council member, Stacy Templeton.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Stacy Templeton. I am on City Council. Does anybody know what City Council does? So we are elected by people who live in Festus to help govern the city, make rules, make regulations, see what's going on, help with new construction, like I'm sure a few of you have heard of this splash pad that's going in town. So those types of things, there's a lot of bits and pieces, and as you get older, you will understand more and more of those bits and pieces. So I know that you have learned many things during your D.A.R.E education, but my question to you is, who knows what courage is? Right? So is courage something you can see? There's a lot of times when that courage is invisible, and it's the willingness to confront things, like unpleasant emotions like fear, danger, and uncertainty. Can anybody give me an example of something that you think you have to have courage for? Right? Everybody knows what courage is. Is there anyone in this room that you can look at and say, wow, they have a lot of courage? Every hand should be up. Yes, those officers over there have courage. Your teachers have courage. Every day they come into class and teach you. Your parents have courage. You yourselves have courage. It doesn't mean that you're not afraid, but it does mean that you're willing to face things despite feeling that way and stand up and do what's right. And most of us in this room have faced a fear. And I doubt there's anybody in this room who has never faced a challenge they were unsure of, but you still keep pushing forward. And you have the opportunity to be courageous every single day. And sometimes that courage is accomplished with 2 letters, N-O. Having courage to stand up to friends, to family, to anybody for that matter, when you know what they're asking you to do is really probably not in your best interest, or it's not a good idea, then there's also that courage to stand up for somebody else. So your lives are changing every day. You have new responsibilities, you likely have some new privileges, and there's tougher and tougher decisions that are going to come your way. And sometimes you maybe aren't prepared to make those decisions on your own. And that's when you have to have courage to reach out to someone, a trusted adult, a teacher, a parent, a grandparent, your school resource officers, all of those people, for example. And I would guess that most of the adults in this room still reach out for help and advice from their friends, their family, trusted people in their lives as well. So don't ever feel like it's just you on your own trying to make decisions. So do you think these officers up here ever ask for help? Right? In their line of work, it's probably referred to as backup, but remember that. Even these officers who protect us day in and day out ask for help. They ask for advice. So everybody from time to time needs that extra helping hand. So going forward, you'll have many successes, a few failures, but all the while keep moving forward proudly and courageously. And as you leave the school year behind and D.A.R.E behind, remember what you've learned. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for others when you need to. Stick to doing what you know is right. And don't forget to say no when you need to. Congratulations and have a great summer.
All right, so before we start this, I just want to say it is really tough to figure out who the winners are on the essays. Several of us go over them multiple times, and I have to keep sorting and going through and trying to figure out who the winners are. But I think we're going to come up with a winner from each class and then 3 overall winners. So if you hear your name called, go ahead and come up on stage, and then you'll get a prize, and they'll get a photograph, and then you guys can go sit back down. I'm going to call up the first 7. So if you hear your name, just go ahead and go over the stairs over there, and then come up on stage here. The first of the 7 is from Mrs. Eskridge's class. It's going to be Charlotte Workman. The next is Mrs. Fox. It's Ollie Reynolds. Next is Mrs. Yates, Andrew Blair. Mrs. Cox, Preston Byerly. Mrs. Schmidt, Alexander Reinhardt. Mrs. Neal, Marley Williams. And Mrs. Wallace, Layla Lawrence. Thank you guys, good job. All right, so we now have, we'll let everybody get settled in real quick. We have the 3 overall winners. We're going to start with third and then go up to first. If you're called, the 3 winners can still read their essays when they come up if they want. So we'll go ahead and call them up. Starting with third place overall for 5th grade would be from Mr. Nalik's class, Aubrey Auer.
From smoking and vaping? Probably a lot. In this report, we are going to learn how bad smoking is for you, how to deal with stress, how to make responsible choices, how to avoid doing something bad, and how to speak confidently. So if you want to learn about D.A.R.E, keep reading. In D.A.R.E class, we learned how to resist certain occasions, like let's say you see a group of people smoking one day and you can avoid the situation by not going there again. Another way you can resist is by walking away. For example, if someone asks you if you want a cigarette, say no and walk away. There are 2 more ways you can give an excuse, like I have to walk my fish, or you can change the subject. Next thing we learned is communicating confidently. It doesn't sound great when people communicate unsure or demeaned. It sounds better to communicate confidently because you don't want to sound unsure, because then somebody won't take you seriously. Also, if you sound demanding, you can make some people sad. But the main reason we don't want to sound demanding is because if you are talking to somebody who's really mad or angry, you don't want to make them angrier. So when you communicate confidently, people will take you seriously, and you also won't make people sad or angry. Another thing we learned is that there's a difference between being a tattletale, and actually report bullying. When you tattle, you say something like, Matt is in my room and won't get out. But when you actually observe bullying and you tell a trusted adult, that is reported bullying. For the trusted adult to help in this situation, you have to know the 5 W's. They are who, what, when, where, and why. It is okay if you don't know all the W's, but you have to know some. Lastly, this one is short, but signs of stress. There are 2 main ones. They are frustration and if you start to act differently. It is very important to take a D.A.R.E class because you can learn all these important things. Now we are going to talk about the DD and D.A.R.E discussion meeting. First, the D in D.A.R.E stands for define. The way you define is to describe the problem or challenge. Next is A in D.A.R.E. It stands for assess. The way you assess is to see what your choices are. Then the R in D.A.R.E. It stands for respond. The way you respond is to make a choice and bring together all the information you have learned and make the correct decision. Finally, there is the E in D.A.R.E. It stands for evaluate. The way you evaluate is by saying you made a good decision. Look over your choices and the one you picked. Did you make the right decision? For example, let's say some kids at Matt's school are spreading rumors that he has been vaping with some older kids. His mom is the principal and will eventually find out. How does he explain to his mom? First, we will have to respond. What is the problem? The problem is that Matt is going to find out. The problem is that his mom is going to find out, and he has to explain what is happening. Next, we have to assess. Our options are tell what happened or lie and say yes. Then we have to respond. We are going to pick to say what happened. Do you think it is a good choice? Finally, after that, we are going to say that we choose the right decision because, and that way we would not get in trouble. Now we are going to talk about how to make safe and responsible choices. Being safe and responsible is important because if you are not safe, you can get hurt or mess with the wrong person and then get hurt. Why it is important to be responsible is because if you do accidentally mess with the wrong person, you can fix it by being responsible. Safe and responsible choices can help you and friends not to get in trouble. For example, let's say this time Matt is hanging out with some friends who were smoking. He doesn't know how to explain the smoke smell to his mother. What can he do? There are a few choices, but first he has to use the D.A.R.E. Then his choices are he can either walk away or he can stay and get in trouble. Now he has to choose the safest choice. So now you get why it is so important to make safe and responsible choices. In summary, it is important to take a D.A.R.E class. Now you are probably like, well, I just want to go on this path. But truly you haven't, because even though I just told you most of the stuff there is to learn, the resource officers will teach you a lot more. My personal opinion about taking a D.A.R.E class is that it is one of the funnest things you will ever learn, even though it is fun. It's still important to make sure you use the things you have learned while taking the D.A.R.E class because you never know when you'll need it. Thank you for reading my passage about D.A.R.E. I hope you will take a D.A.R.E class, and if not, at least use some of the things you learned in this passage.
All right, in second place overall from Mrs. Basler's class is Izzy Coleman.
This is my D.A.R.E report. Did you know that health effects happen as a result of using a drug? But I know how to say no to drugs with DDMM. DDMM stands for D.A.R.E Decision-Making Model. Some health effects include loss of self-control, slow reflexes, loss of coordination, and poor judgment. This is some information I learned in D.A.R.E class. I learned a lot in D.A.R.E class, and I will share some facts that stood out. I learned that there are 8,800 alcohol-related deaths in the U.S. every year, and that alcohol can cause slow reflexes. And if you're high on drugs, your eyes can shake. I also learned that cigarettes contain nicotinamide, which is a powerful ingredient that causes addiction. Let's talk more about DDMM. D.A.R.E decision-making model is a very safe way to make right choices in 4 easy steps. First, define. Describe your problem. Next, access. What are your choices? Or assess. Then respond and make the right choice. Lastly, evaluate. Did you make a good decision? That is how I will make good choices. I plan to use the information I learned in their class to make responsible choices and decisions now and as I get older. I can use it when my time schedule gets crazy and overlapped. I can also use D.A.R.E to respond to my friends safely and make good choices overall. I learned all of that material in there. I pledge to never use a drug or pick up a cigarette as long as I live, because I know that seriously bad health effects will come with it. I hope you loved learning about my experience in D.A.R.E class.
All right, and lastly, our overall winner for the D.A.R.E essays is going to be from Mrs. Tate's class. It is Kinley Whitehead. And all three of these students did get gift cards for being the winners. Kinley's gift card is for $100.
This is my D.A.R.E essay. Did you know in the United States, smoking is the highest preventable cause of death? Throughout my D.A.R.E experience, I've learned a lot. I learned about responding to peer pressure, the reasons why you should stay drug-free, the 5 W's of bullying, and a lot more fun and interesting things. The first topic I'm going to cover will be reasons why you should stay drug-free and more about unhealthy habits. First, there are many reasons why overusing alcohol is bad for you, and there are lots of ways it can hurt your body. If you overuse alcohol, then it can cause loss of coordination, memory loss, loss of self-control, slow reflexes, and poor judgment. Interesting fact, there are over 75,000 alcohol-related deaths each year in the United States. Alcohol goes directly into your bloodstream and could and can damage all the organs in your body. If teens drink alcohol, it will have a much stronger impact on them than adults because pea bodies are still developing. Fun fact, most teens do not drink alcohol. Next, we are going to talk about the side effects of using tobacco. First, if you use tobacco or other drugs, then it can harm your body in many ways. The nicotine from smoking and chewing tobacco decreases the amount of blood that flows to your brain. That could and can interfere with the way your brain works. Smoking causes lung cancer and heart disease. If you chew tobacco, then you can lose many teeth, get numb, cancer, and many more health problems. Plus, many smokers have a lot more colds and other respiratory problems. If you smoke, then you can get yellow teeth and bad breath. Plus, you can get dry skin and or wrinkles. Now, some facts you might not have known. First, it is illegal to sell products to anyone under the age of 21 in the United States. Second, there are more than 200 known harmful chemicals in cigarette smoke. Third, cigarettes contain nicotine, which is a powerful addictive substance. Fourth, over 400,000 Americans die each year from tobacco-related causes. Finally, there are 50,000 deaths per year caused from secondhand smoke. There are many ways you can respond to peer pressure, and here are some of the ways. First, I want to tell you what peer pressure is. Peer pressure is when someone about your age tries to get you to do something. Next, I want to let everybody know that if you're feeling peer pressure, that you're not the only one, and lots of people do feel peer pressure. Now, we're going to talk about what you should do in one of these situations. First, when someone asks you, you can state a reason why you don't want to do that, or give them an excuse. Another thing you can do is just walk away completely and avoid the situation. Finally, here are some things not to do in a peer pressure situation, such as the feeling the peer pressure too much and letting it take over you, or saying yes because you think it's just not a big deal. Have you ever heard of the 5 W's of bullying? If not, then I'm about to tell you. The 5 W's of bullying are who, what, when, where, and why. The who is to say the person who is bullying people. The what is for what is the person doing. The when is it happening. The where is it happening. The why is why do you think they're doing this. Use the 5 W's of bullying when you're telling a trusted adult about bullying. You want to make sure that when you're telling a trusted adult about bullying, that you're not tattletelling, that you're actually telling them. Whenever you're in a situation where you do not know what to do, use the DDMM. The DDMM is the D.A.R.E decision-making model. There are 4 steps in using the DDMM. The first step is to define the problem. The second step is to assess, so you can figure out what choices you have. The third step is to respond by making a choice. The last step is to evaluate by reviewing your decision to see if you've made the right decision. Now, I want to tell you how my family has been affected by a drug user. My great-grandma was out and about when all of a sudden she was attacked by somebody who was trying to steal her money. As he tried to steal her money, he shoved her to the ground and hurt her so badly that unfortunately she passed away. The person who shoved her to the ground was on drugs and wanted her money to buy more. So as you can tell, if you take drugs, not only will it be bad for yourself, but you can and will affect the people around you. As you can tell, I've learned a lot throughout my time at D.A.R.E with Officer Houston. I just want to say that D.A.R.E has taught me a lot about being safe and saying no to drugs. I pledged that I would stay drug-free so I can focus on sports and stay educated in school. From this day on, I have to take the knowledge that I've learned in this D.A.R.E program to help others and make sure I live a healthy life.
Good job. All right, just want to say a couple thank yous real quick, and then we'll get to the D.A.R.E song. Thanks to the principals at the intermediate and the teachers there for still allowing us to do D.A.R.E, and our supervisor, Corporal Kavin, is over there. Officer Brookshire did not teach at the intermediate this year, but he did fill in for Officer Houston and I when we were out, so we appreciate that. For any days that we were unavailable to teach there, he was there to take those classes for us, so I want to thank him for that. And let's bring up Mr. Ryan, and we'll go ahead with the D.A.R.E song.
All right, you guys ready? Tired, ready to stretch out a little bit, I bet, huh? All right, I'm counting on you guys. You ready? All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on behalf of the 5th grade class of 2030, I think I got the math right, 2030. 2031. Okay, I said that, didn't I say that? We would like to thank you. A very special thanks to Officer Plackey and Officer Houston and all law enforcement and administration in the city of Festus. We thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn and trust in you. As a token of our thanks, we have prepared the D.A.R.E song. Stand, please.
right, I just want to say again, congratulations to the D.A.R.E graduates. I love D.A.R.E. This is my 11th year teaching D.A.R.E. It's my 3rd year here at Festus, 11 years overall. And it never gets old. When we walk into the class, the kids always seem to be, they're always excited to see us. And we love doing it. So congrats to the D.A.R.E graduates. And I want to thank the parents, family members, friends that came to attend the D.A.R.E graduation. We appreciate it. And that is all we have. Thank you.